beautiful hike, yeah? Made it to the summit. So imagine you have to hike a mountain, getting new passports, new residencies, a place you've never been before. Would you go with somebody that already did it? Would you do this on your own? In my case, I could do it alone, to be honest. I'm pretty fit. If you've seen the channel. Thing is, that gentleman over there knows these mountains like you can't imagine. And it's much more enjoyable. We have so much fun together, like doing these adventures. The other thing is that gentleman, the same one, he has more bank accounts than you and I combined. He knows how to navigate the offshore banking, and he does not have social media. The next question that I was wondering here is, then when you want to open bank accounts, what tax ID do you give if you don't have the one from your country? And then you mentioned,
like, if you're a tax resident of nowhere,
yeah,
you have to use your own country's like passport, at an address in that country.
Yeah, but sometimes they ask you for a tax ID.
Yeah, a tax ID from your own country.
But that you are not paying taxes anymore.
Yeah, you have to, because you don't have another option.
Yeah.
Which is why you want what's called a paper residency, which is a residency that is, you have on paper, it's legit, but you're not a tax resident of that country because you don't spend the required amount of time. For example, Paraguay, you need to spend 4 months every year if you want to qualify for tax residency, but
they don't enforce it.
But they don't enforce it like it. I mean, I don't know, there's not been a lot of test cases, I guess, but like if you just want to use it as a paper residency, it doesn't matter anyway. You just want the like cedula or like whatever with your like,
yeah,
don't know what they call the tax ID there, but like
it's called
RUC. Yeah, so you want that number.
Yeah.
And you want to give that number along with an address in Paraguay.
Yeah.
To whatever bank you're opening accounts with, or like when you set up companies.
Yeah. But then you said something interesting, which is you can have tax IDs from countries you are not a resident of, that you are a tourist.
Yeah. In most countries, you can apply for a tax ID no matter like your residency status. It's not related to like your residency status essentially. It's just if you have to pay tax in that country, that's enough of a justification to apply for a tax ID. But if not, you can request it under what reason? Probably you can't. Even if you have a residency like a visa, for example, in some countries you won't be able to apply for tax ID unless you actually meet like tax residency requirements or you have income to report.
And then you mentioned the hack about getting tax IDs for cheap. And we are in the beautiful mountains of Poland, or the base. So, we're going to the accommodation. So, cheers.
Cheers.
About banking, this a source of knowledge. Someone when it comes to banking. I would love to know more about Singapore, like because you've talked a lot about Singapore these days. I think it would be really interesting for everybody to know more about what's up with the Singaporean bank. First of all, what's your experience in Singapore? Maybe I think it's a good way to start.
Yeah, I can sum it up by saying Singapore is essentially the Switzerland of the world now. What Switzerland was back in the, 80s, 90s, when it was at its heydays as a offshore wealth management center. Like Singapore is that now. It's a million times better than places like the UAE, for example, or even Hong Kong now with the China situation. So if you have assets that you want to keep safe, you want them to be in Singapore, ideally. And it's very international. Everything's done in English. You can do everything in US dollars if you want to.
Is that accounts that you can open as a non-resident?
Yeah.
And remotely as well?
Not usually. Like let's say you're gonna deposit at least several millions, the bank could send someone to you to open the account because they still need to see you in person and ID you, but they can come to you instead of you coming to them.
You need to pull it.
Yeah.
Link.
Yeah. They won't even entertain it until at least 3 million.
Yeah.
And it should be a lot more than that in most cases.
But if not, you can do it through a brokerage account. Is that the hack?
The hack is,
Something in Singapore remotely?
yeah, the hack is to open a brokerage account because you can do that remotely. And it's an account with the same bank that you would open a bank account with. So you cannot transact with it. You don't have a debit card. It's not an account to do that, but it doesn't matter because what you want in Singapore is to protect your assets and grow your wealth. And all you need is a brokerage account to do
All
that.
the money you have in that brokerage account is protected as if that money was in the bank.
Not really, because they do have a deposit insurance in Singapore, but it's a tiny amount. It doesn't matter because you're not going to keep the money in the brokerage account just like that,
And what's the point?
You're going to buy treasuries, you're going to buy ETFs or anything that actually fits your, investment goals. And those are not related to the bank itself. Like the bank is the custodian, but it's not the owner of those ETFs. So if the bank went bust, it wouldn't matter. Those are exchange traded instruments, and your name as the owner is registered with the exchange. You'd simply have a process to transfer the custody to a new bank, new brokerage.
So what's the advantage of having that brokerage account then?
In Singapore,
Yeah, open remotely a brokerage account with a Singaporean. The Singaporean brokerage, what's the appropriate way to say it?
Singapore bank that offers a brokerage product.
That can be obtained online, open the account online.
It's not online, you have to mail documents, but it can be done remotely.
Got it.
Actually, it's possible to open accounts online now, but only if you're a citizen of very few countries, like China, for example, it's one of those.
So then what's the advantage of having access to this brokerage account? Imagine that every time that you eat one of these, for example, today in Zakopane, Poland, you can accumulate points. You can literally get 3 points for every dollar you spend in delicious food like this. You can do that as a non-US citizen using US credit cards like a Chase Sapphire Reserve. Do this enough days and you're gonna have points to travel the world for free. Follow us to know more about this. Made it to the summit. It's fun. How are you feeling?
Feeling good.
Yeah? Nice, huh? Nice view. Look at this. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. 360. Pretty nice. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Well, the cool thing about these ATMs that we have here is you can use the contactless, the Apple Pay. So I could put my, for example, Revolut card there, approach the watch, and it allowed me to withdraw money. The other thing is, yeah, they're gonna charge you this one was 18 zlotys, which is like $4.50, something like that. It's something that we're moving forward very well. I saw it in Turkey as well, that I could withdraw money with contactless. I usually use my Chapo Bank card to withdraw money. It's been one of the easiest to operate, lower fees, no hassle. Like Chapo Perrine is Gibraltar Bank, fintech, works really, really well. I had the chance to talk to them, and these are very nice people as well.
Yeah, one of the banks you can open accounts with remotely in the US, Charles Schwab.
They refund your ATM fees overseas if you get charged any. So that 18 zloty, they pay you back 18 zloty in your account if you use Charles Schwab.
You have one?
No, I use Standard Chartered, which is another bank, and they also refund ATM fees.
Where's the bank from?
That one is a UK bank, but they have branches all over Asia. My account is Hong Kong based, but you can also get that plan in Singapore, Malaysia probably.
Can you open it remotely?
Nah, physically.
Non-resident as well?
It's possible, but difficult now. It used to be a lot easier in Singapore and Hong Kong, but they cracked down on non-residents the past couple of years.
it's just not profitable enough for them compared to the amount of risk they're taking on with a lot of offshore clients. So they still do it, but you have to be you have to deposit a lot more now to make it worth their while. And you often have to purchase like something from them, like an insurance product or something that's going to make them a good profit.
And the other one, Charles Schwab.
Charles Schwab is an easy one.
Remotely?
Remotely, the only problem with that is they only support a few countries. But if you're from one of those countries, that's good.
For example?
I don't know.
No.
Like none of the countries I've lived in were supported.
Not Canada?
No.
But if you can show, for example, US proof of address, solved or not? Alright, one of the most popular videos in the channel. Miquel unpacking 2 years and a half of traveling when I was traveling with just one backpack, that now they multiplied and we have 2 backpacks. We got a little bit, more sophisticated. Today we're gonna do the unpacking and go in pretty much detail. And then we have edition number 2, exclusive content as well, with another fellow traveler, many years. How many years traveling you've been? Over 12 years. So there's a bunch of experience, almost 2 decades of experience combined here. The first thing is gonna be the look. So without any preparation, this is literally how I landed here in this hotel. So this is how the first one looks, and this is how the second one looks. We have these shoes that, as you can see, to maximize the space, I put things inside. The socks right in the bottom, and then I put this in the part that it's a bit wider. The same stuff here with sport shorts and everything for performance. Just gonna comment real quick on the texture and the material of this. It's one of these dry fit type of things. This is in this case Under Armour. This one it's Nike. So the dry fit technology or anything that helps you just dry super fast. Then I have this that is warm clothes. Then I have here other clothes. This is something that I carry, this backpack, a small bag, because when I go on hikes on the mountain, I just need to carry a phone or water. I just carry it here, super convenient. Cacao, I bring it with me. Chocolate, nuts, I put it in here. This is very interesting because it's not just a compartment, it's also compressing because it has this zipper here. This, the drowsy mask, bought it in the United States. It's just fantastic. When I have it here, just put it on and I can sleep pretty much anywhere. I always carry another extra bag. These shades that you saw in some videos are here, that are non-polarized but look good. And vitamins. Then we have the chargers with these different plugs, so I can use the European one or I can use this one, and yeah, it's pretty easy to carry all of them. And then there are some convenient, that's what I like about these different backpacks. There are some convenient zippers, as you can see here. I also have a secret one as well over here. Let's go to the other backpack.
All right, so as you've seen, Miquel is a very light traveler. I'm kind of the opposite as far as long-term travel is concerned. I've got this massive suitcase. I don't remember how many liters, but I think it's 120 maybe, with the expansion here. So it's quite big. In there I've got a bunch of these. All right, departure day.
Yeah, departure day. It was one of the nice hotels without points that we've been to recently.
Yeah, rare hotel without points.
Yeah, probably the breakfast was the best that we had here. Also the pool with the mirror and yeah, the gym just in front. Was really nice. Room comfortable as well. Room service. The thing that we realized here from Zakopane is that there's one owner that owns the whole city. Basically, and has all these luxury properties, and that's something you find out by talking to people here, and they say, oh yeah, there was an owner for 40 years that started building different hotel chains and restaurants, but he did a great job. This one is Pachleda or Pachleda or whatever how they pronounce it, but yeah, luxurious. What did you feel here? What's your take on this hotel?
I like it.
It's nice. It's refined. A good like village hotel.
And Zakopane, like what's the difference every time that you came here? Because it's like second, third time?
Like 5 or 6 times
Six
at
time?
least. Yeah,
There you go.
it still looks the same every time, but I like it. It's chill. There's good food and it's
What makes you come back? Because you could go to any mountain literally, like money-wise, time-wise, everything-wise. You can just be like in many other places. What
It's
makes
just
you
got
choose
the-
Zakopane?
it's just got the convenience, I guess, factor. Like
Oh.
it's very close to Krakow. The village itself is very livable. The mountains are interesting and quite easy to hike. And yeah, it's just a chill place overall. Like a lot of the other mountain villages can be a bit more difficult to get to. Like I was in Chamonix recently, and it's a bunch of trains you have to take, like hours and hours from Paris. And the village itself is a bit more spread out. Meanwhile, here you can walk everywhere if you stay in the center. So I like it.
Yeah.
It's a bit more authentic too. I felt like everything's made in wood, you know, and
Yeah.
looks good and looks mountainous.
You can go to the cat cafe.
Yeah, they have a cat cafe.
Actually, it's not a cafe per se, but it's a cat refuge, maybe you can call it, or cat like pet the cat type of service.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a couple Bengal cats in there, and then the last place that we were yesterday, like the second floor
Yeah.
where we shot the episode.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That was really nice. Yeah, but probably the best is STRH or STHR.
STRH, yeah.
STRH, yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's an excellent one. For food, for ambience.
Yeah, it's just a good cafe overall.
Yeah. Yeah, probably like one of the best of Zakopane, would you say?
Yeah, my favorite for sure. Don't know
Yeah.
if it's the best, but
Third floor, high views. You have views of the mountains, great food, great Wi-Fi. The service is good as well
yeah.
in there. Yep. And they remind me of Kiev when I was there like some years ago, because it has this sea buckthorn tea. It's very typical from Kiev as well. So yeah, the ginger brew is also great.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
chocolate. So yeah,
Pretty much everything's good there.
yeah. I think our taxi is about to come.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can wrap it up here for the Zakopane fast quick edition. There you go. All right, with this we wrap it up. See you in the next one.